Hi guys, we're back. We are drawing the Quirky Choir today. If you missed this assignment in school last week, this is from Mark Kistler's book. He is an awesome cartoonist and artist, one of my favorites over the years. So we're starting off with a line that goes across, and then I'm going to make 5 circles above the line, 4 faces. And the circles don't have to be perfect. One of the great things about cartooning is that things are not always perfectly round, perfectly realistic. So now, because this is a cartoon and our choir is really into their singing and their mouths are open wide, I'm going to make their noses above their heads because their heads are tilted back. So I'm going to put a little bump on the top of each circle like this. Then inside the circle I'm going to make a curved line near the top of the circle, and then like a letter U to open up that mouth nice and wide. And since their mouth is open wide, singing as loudly as they can, maybe not quite in tune, I'm going to use the letter M for their tongue. And then I'm going to shade in the top half of the mouth because that part is dark. Oh, there we go. I'm going to repeat that on the other ones. Curved line across, letter U to open up that mouth, letter M for the tongue, and shade it inside. Now, I've got repetition here because I am repeating this in each of them. But I can also add, so let's put our words up here, repetition. I can also add variety, and that means I mix it up once in a while. So maybe these guys are singing 2-part harmony, and this guy is singing a whole other song altogether. So I'm going to use an oval for his mouth instead. The letter M inside, shade in the top for the mouth. This guy's singing solo. And then I'm going to repeat it here. Curved line across, letter U for the open the mouth, letter M inside, shade in the top. Now, you can always add more members to your choir later on. However many you want, and they don't all have to be singing either, and I'll show you what I mean in a little bit. I'm going to switch pencils here, but I want to start adding their bodies. So at the bottom of this circle I'm going to make a line that comes down on each side for the body. And since this is a cartoon and things don't have to be perfectly realistic, if I want to draw arms, I'm going to make 2 skinny lines coming up and a circle for his fist. Oh, this guy is really singing. So happy singing. Doesn't singing make you happy? Let's put a little musical note above his head. So I'm going to make a little dot. Dot is a circle that's colored in, right? And then a line on one side of there. There he goes. Right? If I want to make this, now this is a quarter note. If I want to make it an eighth note, I'm going to add a little flag to it like that. Oh, the music. Can you see it? All right, let's give this guy a body. Line down, line down. Notice I'm stopping at my line that goes across, right? This guy is singing his heart out too. If I want to show his hand being open this time instead of closed, right? I can add some fingers and a thumb just by using a zigzag line. Doesn't have to be perfect. La 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 la. Here we go. This guy's so happy. Let's give him a little musical note too. Maybe the note's facing this way. Little flag. Now this guy. Line down from the bottom of the circle and down, and maybe maybe this time his arm is bent. So I'm going to make 2 lines, bend the arms. He's holding his tummy so I can hit that high note. Right? This guy lies down. I'm doing little circles for his hands. Now, here's where we're going to run into overlapping. This is one of my favorite words. Overlapping, where we show that one object is in front of another. So when I draw this guy, this line is actually going to run into this guy, other guy's arm. So I'm going to stop, skip over, and continue on the other side. There's just a little bit there, but that's okay. Finish his body. And because I want to balance it out, right, I'm going to put this guy's arms up too. All right, now I can always add more characters to my choir by simply adding another circle, drawing the nose, drawing the mouth. Now you notice what I did? I put this guy a little bit higher up and in between these guys and this guy. And that's because this one is actually going to be standing behind this little short guy here. So when I draw his body, same thing, overlapping. Here I go. I'm going to draw his body coming down. His body coming down. Now it's going to run into this guy's head. I'm not going to draw through him, and I'll make a little imaginary line, and there he goes. And his arms can go any way we want. All right. Now, let's go back to that word variety. Maybe we have one member of this choir who's not quite happy. And he's not singing. So his nose is going to be over here. 2 circles for his eyes, 1 on either side of this nose. And he's looking down. Why is he looking down? Maybe because he suddenly realized that he did not put enough time on the parking meter. There's his watch. Or maybe he's hungry and he didn't eat a big enough breakfast. And he's thinking, let's give him a little speech bubble. He's thinking, this is the longest note ever sung. Or maybe he says something else like, did I put enough money in my parking meter? Or, gosh, I hope I ordered enough pizza for everybody. Or, this guy next to me really didn't study his music and he's totally singing the wrong song. Okay, either way, we're having fun with this. Now, one more thing we're going to do, and that is add some shading. So when we're shading, we want to have an imaginary light source. It could be on either side. I could put it over here, I could put it over here. And depending where you want you guys to be singing, if they're on stage, maybe this is a spotlight, right? If they're singing outside, if they're Christmas caroling, maybe it is a street light or the sun if they're singing during the daytime. Either way, if this is the light and the light is shining this way, the side of these people that is closer to the light is going to be light, which means the opposite side is going to have a shadow. So I'm simply going to take my pencil and just lightly shade down one side of them, even the nose and the arm. Add some shadow. I'll add a little shadow here too, to them. to create a rounded effect to their body and some drama to the picture. Right, so I'm going to add some shading here. So they're all going to get shading. And just doing it lightly with my pencil. Of course, I'm using a 6B pencil, which is a very soft lead. If you're using a number 2 pencil, the effect's going to be a little bit different, but still totally cool, right? Here's my number 2 pencil. If I was drawing with a number 2 pencil, I'm still going to get a similar effect. When shading, right? I may add a little shadow under his arm here. A little bit under his hands here. Don't forget this arm, right? And so I just keep going. Shading, 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 shading. Here we go. Shading, shading to make my picture cool. A little shadow under this arm, too. A little shadow on his nose. And this side of his face. Okay. Now you can do other things too. You can add a little humor to this by, you know, maybe giving one of these guys a mustache. Or a really fancy mustache, like Yosemite Sam. Like a handlebar mustache. Like this. Like those barbershop quartet guys. Right? And there we go. If you want to add an audience here, well, we're only going to see the back of their heads, so I'll just make a bunch of circles going across. And I can go back and shade those in later if I really want to get into this. I can also add more musical notes all around these guys. Because, you know, in cartoons, we can see the music coming out of their mouths, right? Oh, what a happy choir. All right, guys. Hope you had fun drawing with me. Keep drawing. Keep practicing. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? Have a great day, and don't forget to submit your assignment to Schoology for me. Take care.